afraid to fail, afraid your house gonna go in foreclosure, afraid you're gonna die because of the illness, afraid everything you work on is gonna fall apart, afraid you're not gonna be able to pay your bills, afraid. What's obvious to me in this text is that faith is nowhere to be found. And faith is a critical issue in anybody's life. Either you have it. Faith is a tricky thing. Faith is a tricky thing. It's a tricky thing. Faith is tricky. You think you got faith, and then you have to deal with something that's greater than you, and you realize you don't have the faith that you thought you had. You thought you had faith. You dance one week, you shout one week, you speak in tongues one week, you run around a little bit, and you think you got faith, and then the devil attacks you with a strategy, and you find yourself shaking in your boots. You thought you had faith, and you thought you're going to get the promotion, and the promotion didn't come, and you end up bitter. Your faith is just a tricky thing. Anybody that tells you that faith is easy, run from them. Faith is not easy. Faith, you have to struggle for it. And there are times when you're walking a thin line of doubt and you don't know what's going to happen. And here they are behind closed. You never win a game in the huddle. It's good to huddle every now and then, but you never win the game you got to get on the playing field. If the church would mobilize and go outside these walls and talk about the resurrection power, we'd clean up Southeast. We would clean up around this church. We'd clean up Prince George's school system. We would get our black brothers out of jail. We would get sisters off the. But we afraid to testify about the power of God. Up in here we're bad. Up in here we're bad. Up in here we're rough. Nobody can beat us. But when we go home, something happens. The devil puts us on mute, and we sit on our jobs, and folk are making fun of the church and making fun of Christians, and you're afraid to stand up and say, I've been born again, I've been saved.